Hello everyone and welcome. I'm just going to go over the basics of what I use for my Minionmancer build, go over some key equipment items, and then I'll go over my abilities as well as far as what I have come up with. I don't use any attacks, any basic attacks, no core abilities. The only things that I use are curses and bone prison. Everything is based solely around minion damage. I do no damage at all with my main character. Um, but there are some key pieces of equipment that you will need for this build. One of them being Razor Plate, because your minions will inherit your thorns and then do damage every time they're attacked. And the other is obviously the Ring of Mendeln, or Mendelin, however you want to say it. Um, Another one that I use as well, it's really good. I use Gold Mages for the Essence generation, and because I also use the Control Glyph, which allows if your minions or if enemies are freezed or chilled, they do bonus damage based upon that. I'm not sure if it's actually working because it seems there are a lot of actual glyphs that are not functioning correctly on the minion boards. So there's that. Do without it what you will, but this is what I've come up with so far. Obviously, you're also going to want more maximum mages. I have 3, and obviously your warriors as well. Another good one is the aspect of reanimation. So my skeletons have increased damage while alive up to 58%. And then Bone Prison spawns this Pool of Blight. And then obviously Disobedience. This is kind of broken at the moment. So this passive will stack for you, not only you, but your minions as well. So there's that. We'll go over some of the abilities that I have now from the skill tree. So I can't exactly remember how I got to this. Many hours of respecking, but I took Decompose just for the move you down to your core abilities. I believe at one time I was using Blight or Sever. I can't remember which. But at this point, I only have 1 point in Unliving Energy and 3 points in Hued Flesh. It's going to be negligible for what we do because I don't really ever use Corpse Explosion or anything that really requires a corpse other than me raising the priest so that my minions don't die. 3 points in Skeletal Warrior. Now I do max out Bone Prison, so I have 5 ranks plus 4 from items. And then we go into Enhanced Bone Prison and Ghastly Bone Prison. So this is great for bosses especially because it immediately makes them vulnerable. And as long as they're standing inside the Bone Prison and they're not outside of it, they'll be vulnerable. So you'll be doing more damage. I currently have 5 ranks in Iron Maiden. Then I have Enhanced Iron Maiden. And I have Abhorrent Iron Maiden, which makes it to where you can heal for every enemy that's cursed that dies with Iron Maiden on. I have 2 points in Decrepify because basically past this I didn't really see any benefit other than the slow duration and the damage reduction. I don't remember if it increases the time per second for less damage or not. It doesn't really matter because with the burst damage from Mendeln you kill things rather quickly. And then with Enhanced Decrepify and Abhorrent Decrepify, so enemies hit with this have 15% chance to reduce your active cooldowns. Obviously this is a great effect. It reduces all of your cooldowns no matter what they are. So currently this cooldown is on 11.3 seconds with my item contribution as well as some cooldown reduction that I have for my items. And this is great because basically when you're fighting a boss or an elite, if it's not dead within the first 6 seconds and you manage to get all of your lucky procs from Ring of Mendeln, you can immediately spawn it again over that same elite and they'll just keep hitting it and keep procking it. I have nothing in our Corpse or Macabre skills. For the ultimate skills, I took Golem Mastery, Army of the Dead, Prime Army of the Dead and Supreme Army of the Dead. I have Inspiring Leaders, all of these nodes maxed out. Then I took Colin's Edict. It's a pretty terrible ability, but the best we have right now since I'm not really running anything else. You know, Shadowblade's not going to really do anything for me. Ossified Essence not really going to do anything, and Rossum's Vigor not going to do anything. Some of the ones that I skipped, I have Skeletal Mage Mastery here. I have that maxed out as well. And then Amplified Damage, so you deal 9% increased damage to cursed enemies. I also have the Warrior Mastery. I have 3 in Grim Harvest and 3 in Fueled by Death as well. And I'm pretty sure that covers it. I'll zoom in here just to give you guys a quick rundown if you want to pause it and see what I have. This is with a total of 58 points as well, so I've maxed out all of the Paragon, or the perk points with Renown and stuff. So here's this. I'll move down to Core, down to Corpse, move down to Curses, Corpse. I have nothing in this tree at all. And then your ultimate abilities, and then your key passive. Alright, now I'm going to run Fractured Peaks, because it's a pretty linear dungeon. I'll kind of showcase you guys how this works. I do play with the controller, even though I'm on PC, because I lose my cursor half the time and can't see shit. So, there's that. So, let's go. I will also put a link to the Paragon that I have. It's from Icy Veins. I'll put a link in that in the description so you guys can follow that Paragon. It's basically the same Paragon board that I've been using the whole time. So let's do this, and I'll showcase this for you guys. So you're going to want to first send your Golem in, so he procs everything. Throw your Bone Prison out. And everything melts. Thing, Bone Golem. And as long as you have Bone Prison up, from what I can tell, you will continue to proc the Ring of Mindell, however you want to say it. You can hit the ability again to displace it, that way you can move through it. You can also use your ability pretty much at will, because with Decrepify being the way it is, you get your stuff back very fast. I believe my current ultimate is on like a 60% cooldown. What I remember, 61 seconds, something like that. But once we get to the boss, this is really when everything shines. You can really tell the difference. You can also escape out of it if you dodge out of the ability. So there's that. If you ever accidentally trap yourself inside the ability, you can just dash out of it. The Golem will sometimes get stuck because that's just what Golem does. The AI in this game is horrendous, but there's that. this is a good way that I've found to stay alive without actually having to use Fortify, unless you get absolutely one-shot by on-death effects or something like that. The passive from Iron Maiden really keeps you alive fairly well because you're killing stuff rather quickly, and it keeps you alive. Because you're getting, I believe it's 5% max health back every time you kill an enemy. It also stacks with, I believe, two-handed sides. I'm currently using a sword for the crit damage, but it also does stack with life on kill for two-handed sides. Great. Curse Shrine. See, as long as you have Bone Prison up, it still seems to proc, even though it's not actually surrounding a current enemy, which I find interesting. I'm not sure whether the devs intended it to be that way, but let's hope it doesn't get fixed. And Legendary Ancestral Gloves. Another Frostburn. That's nifty. Oh, I already accidentally picked up the shrine. Now, keep moving through the dungeon. Oh, and there's the one shot I was talking about. So, Bone Prison does not stop bloated corpses in case of a charge, just in case everybody wondered. It's a good thing I'm not playing hardcore. It's going to be hard to see on screen here, trying to capture it without dying, but all of the procs from and down. And we're all healed up, and I'll show you how it works on bosses. Shouldn't even have to proc. my ultimate. Nope. And there you go. That was, what, 10 seconds at most? That's how it works. Thanks, everyone. Bye.